The main sponsor of IBCC is Fishing and Hunting Channel. The prizes for the competition's biggest carp are sponsored by Beta Mix. Our strategic partners are the Hungarian National Anglers Association and Balaton Fish Management Non-Profit Limited.
Well, good evening. Day 6 of IBCC 2026 is upon us. And Paul Booth and myself, Rob Hughes, we are going to be reporting to you from the banks of Balaton. And we're going to look at the comings and goings of the day. We've had a good few changes. It's been quite an exciting day today, Paul.
It has. It's been up and down all over the place, to be honest. A few predictions may become true, but we'll see.
Absolutely. There are fish being caught. That's the main thing. And also today, people can fish. Yesterday we saw through the course of the day it was really windy and a lot of the teams just couldn't get the rods in the water. Today, completely different, and the fish are feeding, but not necessarily where we would expect them. Let's get straight in with the scoreboard and find out who is in the lead. And look at that, still now, after 5 days, Tropic Ridge Monkey, the team from the Czech Republic, they are at the top, 336 kilos and 500 grams. But we have 2 new teams on the podium and another one chasing as well. Look at that now. Kero Baits, 330.32. 1 fish behind, Paul.
Yeah, they've shot up. Overnight, they've had a brilliant time and they've shot up the leaderboard.
They're still catching through the course of the day as well. When we came on air earlier, or when we were planning this programme, should I say, earlier, they weren't that high up the leaderboard. There was still 2 fish difference, but they're catching all the way through the day. I think they've caught now 9 fish over the last 24 hours, and that is making a huge difference to the results. Overall, there's a massive number of fish being caught, a lot more than last year. However, it's not the original leaders that are catching those fish. The ones that were in front are dropping. They're now being chased. So 1 more fish difference will make a huge difference. Let's have a look at our race leaders, though, and have a look at the scores for them individually. This is the Ridge Monkey team. Tropic Ridge Monkey, like I say, they went into the lead on day 2. But, Paul, we can see from the graph in the bottom right-hand corner there, it has just been getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, day 3, they had a fantastic day. And like you said, it's just dropped off all the rest of the week.
Let's compare that with our second place team, the guys in 102. There we go.
Totally the opposite way around.
Absolutely.
They had a slow start and now they've come up.
And the key thing is that weather change part-way through the week has completely turned the fishing on its head. You know, it started off the fish were in the Carp Ross section. This is the tracker section. And if you were watching yesterday, you'll know that we predicted, and Paul in particular predicted, that the tracker section was going to get better and better and better, and it has. We've got 2 out of the top 3 teams now from that tracker section. They are on the podium. Now, Mikey went over to have a word with the Kero Baits team earlier today to find out, firstly, what they were doing, and secondly, how they were feeling.
This sector is sponsored by Tracker, a step ahead. The battle in the overall ranking is getting more and more intense. And this morning, a few teams were thinking, OK, let's stop it now, and we'll keep our podium positions. Of course, the standings have changed, but Kero Baits Team 3 is fishing very well here in Balaton Carp, so well that they are currently in 2nd place. This morning they caught a fish over 20 kilos. So let's find out how they are preparing for the final stage, how tired they are, and whether they feel any pressure. 2nd place overall at the IBCC would be a huge achievement. You are in 2nd place right now. Do you feel the pressure? And are you looking forward to the end of the competition?
There's still a lot of time ahead of us. We feel the pressure, but we're doing our job, and we believe we'll achieve what we set out to do. So we're staying optimistic.
What kind of fish have you managed to catch in the last 12 hours? If I'm not mistaken, you also have a 20-plus kilo catch. Do you think that secures your position on the podium?
The last fish we caught were in the 10 to 11 kilo range, but that 20 kilo one really secured our position. So we're feeling optimistic.
My cały czas trzymamy
We're
się
going
swojego
all the
planu
way to the end,
I
the same
zmęczenie
way.
troszeczkę już
Are
czuć,
you
ale
going to
damy radę na
change anything in your
100%.
strategy?
Idziemy do końca tak
Or will
samo.
you stick with what
Változtattok
you've been
valamit a
doing throughout the
stratégián,
week?
vagy marad az, amit
We're not
eddig
really
csináltatok a
changing
héten?
anything.
Raczej nie
We're
zmieniamy nic,
sticking with
zostajemy
the
przy tym
same
samym,
approach,
także idziemy od
going the
samego
same
początku do
way
końca
from
tak samo.
start to
I
finish,
tyle.
and
Bez
that's
zmian.
it.
I think in the circumstances that is the best thing to do, this sticking with what they've been doing for the last 48 hours. It's clearly working. Absolutely don't change anything at all. What's interesting as well is that they've had 120 kilo fish, and of course as anglers we like to catch these big fish, but those big fish aren't enough to win this tournament. You need those 10, 11, 12, 13 kilo fish, and big numbers of them too.
Yeah, and obviously there's not massive stocks of 20 kilo fish floating around. There is a massive stock of 10 kilo, 11 kilo, 12 kilo, and that's what they need to get up there to the lead.
It's hard to keep them in place, isn't it? You know, if you've got a shoal of them in front of you, they will move if they've eaten all the food,
Yeah.
or they will move if the weather changes.
Yeah.
And it can be quite hard to keep them.
Yeah, obviously we've talked about bait limits. Depending on how much they use at the beginning of the week, it might be that they're running out of bait. Hopefully not, and they can jump up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which event it is. I think baiting strategy is so important, whether you're casting or whether you're on a boat event.
Yeah.
That baiting strategy is so important.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's showing it. Obviously, if the fish move on the wind, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. They've gone. And if they're not in front of you, you can't catch them. But if they are there, you can put too much bait in and reduce the chances of catching a fish. You can put not enough bait in and the fish will eat everything and just disappear. So that's one of the key things that we've got to be looking out for. So just a little reminder there, this last 24 hours, Kero Baits have caught 8 fish. Ridge monkey, tropic ridge monkey, they've only caught 1. So the order of play is currently tropic ridge monkey leading, Kero Baits second.
Yes.
But their run rate, their capture rate is much better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, tropic ridge monkey, they had the fish there obviously at the start. The winds come in back into that corner and they're more or less opposite. They've just pushed straight across to the other side.
They're really going to be nervous now as well, aren't they? Because holding the lead for such a long period of time is a great thing to do. But of course, you need to be in the lead tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, they've fished every one of these competitions and they've been in the lead so many times, he was telling me. And it'd be heartbreaking for them to lead all this way and then lose it right on the last night.
Absolutely, you've got to feel for them. And again, if you watch this regularly, you'll know the conversation we had yesterday. But when you're in the lead, sometimes it can be hard to attack. You know, a lot of the time you'll defend a lead.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in second place, you're attacking.
Well, you can't defend when there's no fish in front of you.
No, that's right. It's a very positive, negative approach, if that makes sense. Let's have a look at the third place team now and find out where they are. This is another brilliant result. Peg 108. They've had some fantastic fishing today.
This sector is sponsored by Kero Baits.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have invented a new sport. It is none other than boilie hockey. We are here at Balaton Mariafurdo with the Stankov MIG-based team, who are currently standing in 3rd place in the overall competition. As you can see, the atmosphere among the boys is very good, and they will do everything they can to stand on one of the steps of the podium tomorrow. Why do you have hockey sticks?
Look, it's a tradition. For 7 or 8 years, the guys, it's their 10th year, brought these lucky sticks. I hope they bring us luck again this year.
What is the mood like with you, and how has the week been so far?
Great mood, fighting for the podium. I know the guys. We've been going fishing for several years, and look, we know what to expect from each other, and we trust each other, and we know we've got it locked down. So the mood is good, and we believe in a good result.
The field is very tight in the overall competition, but you have just moved up to 3rd place. What is this due to?
Look, as I said, it's about teamwork. The guys have the day shift. They work from 7 to 7 in the evening. We take it at night. And we just know what to expect from each other. They cast well, and we can rest peacefully during the day. the boys finish the catches, and then at night, we try to get more bites.
Are you feeling a bit of pressure to make the podium?
Under pressure, the captain yells all day, so we're always under it, but we aren't worried about the result. We believe in the night because we get a lot of bites then. So I hope the right fish come at night and that we score a lot of points and make it to that podium.
How will you fish in the final stage?
We probably won't change anything. Like, it has worked for us so far. Every night we had bites in the evening and towards morning, so we won't change anything. We'll leave it like this and we'll see in the morning. I'll tell you in the morning if it was a good idea.
Well, they definitely look like they're having fun, don't they? They're playing hockey as well. Great.
They seem really relaxed for a team that's trying to climb up to second or even first place.
Absolutely. Now, yesterday they caught 49 kilos overnight, so that was a pretty good result for them. That would be 4 fish. They need 6 fish to get up onto that podium place with no return from the 2 teams above them. So it's a bit of an ask. There's a lot of work to be done there. They will definitely need a few fish because whilst Ridge Monkey, I think, may only catch 1 or 2, I think they're going to be chasing eco baits, and they're going to be the ones that will probably make the most most movement tonight.
I think you're right.
So, when we were looking at the various different positions earlier, we saw a team that were in 4th place. Now, within the last half an hour, things have changed again, and they've dropped down to 6th. So it's a really dynamic scoreboard at the moment. There's teams moving all the time. You saw that 2nd, 3rd and 4th are all new players in the game. So let's have a look at our 6th place team. Quite a few fish coming out, but they're dropping down rather than going up.
This sector is sponsored by Vampire. Catch the future.
We are in Tihany at Sajkod Beach at Pack 3, where the Kingfisher Starbaits team is fishing. Right next to them on Pack 4 are the Lithuanians. We've already visited them earlier and they are fishing really well too. But the reason we came here now is because the guys are currently in 5th place overall and the gap between 4th, 3rd and 2nd place is very small. They really actually leading their sector, but that's not the main goal. They want to win the whole competition. At least that's what they said earlier, but I'll ask them again in a moment.
The strategy is absolutely stand up. That means we need to catch more fishes than any other guys. It's very hard to do it because the fishes are not here at the moment. They are going away and they will come back in the evening. That means we need to catch them more than any other guys. We are fishing in different distances. That means some rods are in 200 meters, some are far away, and we are trying catching all fishes what we are coming from the old Balaton. That means sometimes they come small ones, sometimes bigger ones. That's when we have different sizes of the fishes.
How much are you struggling with the elements? I mean the wind specifically.
How we know the fishing in Balaton is very hard. That means we have the problem with the boat, with the engine, then we have problem with the reel, but we're fighting with everything, and I have the best team over here, and that's when we're trying our best.
The guys were very secretive, but we still managed to get them to show us one rig. We've just seen one that was already out in the water, they've caught fish with it and the bait is still on it.
Well, usually the competitors don't tell you any secret, but I have to tell you what we're using for the baits. Our best bait for the moment is our strawberry from the star bites. That means that's the best bite what is taking most fish, and we got the biggest one on that ones. And our montage is absolutely simple. This is a hook, without anything.
The blowback rig.
Blowback rig. Yeah, blowback rig with the small ring on the side of the hook and the absolutely short braid. And that's it. Simple. Keep it simple.
There is only one night left of the 2026 IBCC, and one thing is certain. The wind is blowing into this area, and as a result, the fish are here too.
Well, it's going to be a very close finish, and we'll look at the scores again in a moment. But before we do, interesting looking at their rig. So many of these teams are using a very, very similar rig, which is 2 big boilies on a very long hair.
Yes.
24 mil up to 30 mil. And the idea, of course, is to stop catching the small fish, just try and catch the big ones.
That's the first blowback rig I've seen. Normally they've just been straight hair rigs, but that's the first blowback rig I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen a couple with tubing on the bend of the hook, yes, as opposed to with a ring.
Yep.
But that's a proper blowback rig, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, it's obviously working. Let's just have a little recap, because literally while that program was on, we've had a change in the board as well. So let's have a look at the absolutely bang up-to-date scores there. The positions are still the same, but look at the weight difference there as well. So we just saw Kingfisher Starbaits. They're on 250. Carpson, 5th place, 261. Squat Carp, they're in the new people on the 4th position there. They're on 283. So literally it is just 2 or 3 fish between 6th place and getting onto the podium now. Every single fish counts, which is why rigs are so important, and also why every single bite counts now.
Yeah.
So, you know, every bite they're going to get, whether it's, they don't know until they've landed it if it's a 7 kilo or a 10 kilo fish, but it's going to get the nerves jangling.
But they've just got to make the most of what they can. Get out there, see what it is, get the rigs back in. If the fish counts, get it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And carry on.
Time to fish hard, guys. Come on, fish hard. Yes. That's what we need to do. Talking about fishing hard, there's been some big fish caught today. Paul and I both nipped over to the south side, down on the western end, to see a team over there that had caught, firstly, a 26 kilo fish. But while we were there, they were straight into action as well.
This sector is sponsored by Sensor Planet. Bait everywhere.
So Peg 213, we've just come out to see the guys over here on the south bank, and they've got a decent fish already caught earlier this morning. And while we're here, they've just had a bite. So great timing.
Yeah, thank you. It was a very hard night. We catch 5 carps, and 1 carp was more than 25 kilos. It was 26 and 95.
That's a really good big fish. You've caught a lot of small ones though.
Yeah,
as well.
We have 24 hours, just small fish till 10 kilos, and this night was very well night.
And at the moment, is this a good fish, do you think?
I hope so. It's good fish.
How many meters are you fishing?
570 meters.
570 meters. That is a long way. When he hit the fish first and started reeling in, that is literally just to take the tension out of the line to hook into the fish. They then go in the boat and go out and collect it. Paul, it's a wide part of the lake, this, isn't it?
It is. You can see so much more of the lake from this part. The horizon on the end there, up on the west end, can't even see the bank.
Can't even see the far side.
This is definitely one of the widest bits I've been to.
Oh, Paul, he is a long way out. It's quite difficult for us to see exactly what's going on, but we can just make out a speck on the horizon. The drone has just gone out there.
Yep, like the guy was saying, it's almost 600 metres all the way out there. There's a little speck on the horizon. It'd be interesting when he gets out to the fish to see what sort of size it is.
Interesting, these guys are using big round landing nets as opposed to, or the metal framed ones.
I did notice that on a few of the teams. Instead of a triangle one, it's a big round one.
Much easier to control in the wind,
yes.
And obviously in a boat like this. The other thing that you'll notice is the mesh is very big on them. A lot of them use the predator nets, the rubberized mesh, because it doesn't drag in the water as much.
Yes,
so
and very short handles.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't need a 6-foot handle in a boat.
No. Looks like it's coming close now, and there it is. It's in the net. Oh, is it going to be big enough? It looks reasonable, but of course it's a long way for us to see.
Yeah. Obviously, if it's a small one, then he's going to unhook it and release it, like we said. But let's hope he takes a short time and makes his way back here.
It looks like it's going into the boat. It was incredible, really, because unfortunately that fish didn't count. It was too small. He put it back in. He then put his rig back out again, came in, and we stood there for another 10 minutes or so, and then they had not 1 bite, but 2 bites at the same time as well. Yeah,
I mean, it was the exact rod he just put out, went off, and big drop back, hit into that one, and then he went out in the boat, thought the guys on the bank, his teammates, were thinking he'd pick the line up, started shouting at him. He stopped, pulled the motor up, hadn't caught it, so second one on the go as well.
Absolutely, 2 bites at once, and you know, when there's fish around like that, that's absolutely fantastic. However, unfortunately, all 3 of those fish didn't count. They weren't big enough. Yeah. So, you know, it's a lot of effort going out 500 metres to try and catch a fish.
Yeah.
So it really, really is. But they did have an absolutely superb fish, that 23 kilo fish that was just unbelievable, you know, and that will help them up in the rankings. I think it puts them just outside the top 10 now. Yeah. But big fish are what drive a lot of us a lot of the time. You know, competition is great, but actually it's always nice to catch a big fish. And there have been some absolutely massive fish caught during the course of this tournament. I have the individual big list in front of me, and we've had a 32 kilo fish. We've had a 30 kilo fish. We've had a 29, a 29, a 29, and 4 or 5 28 kilo fish. Now, all of these are £60 plus in sterling money. That is just massive. And the fishing here for the big ones just seems to get better and better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think every year there's more and more bigger ones. Who knows what it can do in the future?
I think as soon as they go over 25 kilo, people take more notice of them. I think, you know, even 23 kilos. But, you know, 20 kilo fish, it can go back in again. But as soon as there's a 23 plus, I think, you know, they take notice.
For sure.
I think on average, the majority of fish are just getting bigger, sort of 500 grams to a kilo each year. So in 5 years' time, you never know, this could be a ridiculous venue for 25 kilo plus fish.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. You went over, you had a call, and you went over because the biggest mirror carp has now been caught, hasn't it?
Yeah, the guys grabbed me and said, can you run over to peg 187? And it's actually a competition record. Biggest mirror carp that's ever been caught. 26.9 kilos.
Wow. I think we might have a shot of that as well. There should be some pictures of that somewhere. Let's see if we've got that. Here it is. And, you know, there's something special about all big fish, but a mirror carp out of Balaton is particularly special. Now, last year, there were a lot more mirror carp caught than this year. It was an average of about 1 in 10. This year, it's significantly different to that. It's almost like 1 in 60, 1 in 70. But look, you know, look at that for a carp. What a fish.
I've noticed the shape of the fish in here, both the commons and the mirrors. They don't seem like lake fish, what you think of.
No.
They remind me of the fish from the river, to be fair. Long and lean, and very broad across their back.
He's got a really big dorsal fin as well, and I've noticed that with a few of the fish that we've seen. These big fish have got a really big top dorsal fin, so, you know, that's an evolution for them with the amount of current that goes through the water, that they've got big fins to be able to propel themselves around and steady themselves.
The other thing with that is they had one, I think it was 12 kilo carp the first day, or the second full day, and then they've had nothing, not even small fish, for the rest of the tournament. And then that one.
And that one, just 2 bites.
2 bites.
Two bites, a little one and a 60-pounder.
Yep.
Thank you very much. You know what? I'd come on a fishing trip here for a week, just have 2 bites if that was one of them. So well done, boys. That fish is absolutely incredible. And the mirror too, biggest ever mirror caught in the IBCC. You're going to be looking at a prize if nobody beats you this evening, and I would say that is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Big 5 overall now. So we've got the list. We know right at the very beginning, by day 2, Balaton Carp went into the lead, and it's similar with the Big 5 to the overall tournament, that we had a very early race leader, but since then they haven't moved.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken, obviously we've done these results all the way through, and we keep saying, oh, Balaton Carp, we think they're pretty safe. Well, I don't know now.
Well, look, it's 115 kilos, 30 grams there. They're still well and truly ahead. But Nickel and Carperos, we saw them yesterday.
Yeah.
1 fish now, and I think their smallest fish was, what, 14, 15 kilos, wasn't it? So if they get a 20 kilo fish, which they could well do, they will overtake. Bait Stone's carp team, they came into the game as well. Now, they need 10 kilos, but their 2 smallest fish, I think, are 12 and 14 kilos.
Yeah.
So 1 20 kilo fish for them will make a difference. Starbaits, we saw them earlier with an absolutely fantastic fish. They're over the 100 kilo, as our Trotka team. However, I think one of the biggest problems is that those 2 teams that are in 4th and 5th, they need 2 fish, whereas the teams that are in 2nd and 3rd only need 1 fish, and that could be a 20 kilo fish. We've seen so many big fish come from that section down there. We know they were around, but the big challenge for all of the guys down there is getting through the small ones. You know, talking to the chaps earlier, they'd had 20-odd fish and only 1 counted.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, the bigger fish are there, but all that work to get through all the small ones to get to them.
I think we've got some footage actually from Kero Baits on peg 235, and they caught an absolutely magnificent fish earlier. Once again, it was a common, but just check this one out.
This sector is sponsored by Senkord.
Good morning, day 6. We've had reports of a 30 kilo carp down at the Sheer Fox section for Kero Baits. We're on our way over there to see him now, on the ferry as we always are. Sheer Fox throwing out some massive fish, as it always does. So let's see what they've got. I'm down here at Peg 235 with the Kero Baits team. You've had a big fish, I believe.
Yes, we have a very good big fish for our team. It's the personal best result and biggest fish. And
the second 30 kilo fish of the competition so far.
Oh, I don't know it because
Yes,
I don't
yeah.
look at the results.
You had another fish earlier in the week of 24 kilos as well, I believe.
That was the first fish of this competition for us.
Yeah.
24 kilograms.
This fish, obviously yesterday was very windy.
Yes.
And I presume you didn't have your rods in?
No, our rods was be out because we are catch some small fish, and when we have to cast the rods, the starts the red light and we are stay on post there.
Okay, and your baiting strategy, obviously with a break in the fishing, your baiting strategy when you put the rods back out again?
We are feed for with boilies,
Yep.
just for boilies and little bit, not much. For one boilie throwing with the hands some all the area, and that's all.
So you're baiting for an individual fish as opposed to...
I think we are try to hold the fish because they came and looking for the bait and have to go around in feeding our sector area, and that's maybe holds the fish, and we hope so. We don't know, of course, but it's one of the tactics what we use.
Okay, well, congratulations on your team biggest fish so far. Hopefully you'll get some more. I believe you're 8th in the top 5 now. You have two or three smaller fish.
Yes.
You just need one more to jump you up a little bit further, get you into 3rd place.
Of course, last night can show some better results that
Yes.
we can try to get, but who knows?
Yeah.
Everything was be possible.
Okay, good luck.
Now, these guys are incredibly skilled anglers. They know what they're doing. They've won this event. I think it was back in 2022 they won this event. They fished a lot of the other big events too. And it was quite nice meeting them because I didn't realise until I started chatting to them that we've actually competed against them before, Paul, going back to 2015 in the Casting World Championships with Phipps. So, you know, they are multiple Latvian national champions. Winners of this, they represent the Latvian team, or did represent the Latvian team in the Phipps events. And yeah, it's always nice to see people. One of the things I love about this event, and carp fishing genuinely, is that you meet people from various different nations, and any tensions across nations and any politics are all forgotten because it's all about carp fishing, and it's there in the heart. You know, you absolutely love it, and you meet the people time and time and time again. Paul and I went for a walk yesterday, didn't we? Actually, we went to see the guys down here, and it was a lovely story because one of the lads in the pegs down here, he was actually fishing a lake I was fishing 20 years ago. He was only a small boy. And he said, I've met you before. I remember you caught a fish at a place called Rainbow Lakes, and a small boy and a man came round to have a look at it, and he was a small boy. Yeah. So amazing, isn't it?
Not so small now.
No, he's not. He's a big lad now. But yeah, carp fishing is just such a wonderful, wonderful thing. The brotherhood and sisterhood of carp fishing, I think, continues long, doesn't it?
Yeah, yep.
So let's have a look now. Just a final roundup. We have got... What time are we on? 16:22. We have got about 12 hours left in this competition. This will be the tensest and the scariest 12 hours for anybody that is on that podium, whether in 1st, 2nd or 3rd, because this event is in no way yet decided. One fish can make a huge difference, whether it's a 20-kilo fish for the big fish tournament or whether it's one fish for 2nd place to overtake for the individual event. Let's have one final look at the scoreboard and remind ourselves, just in case anything's changed. No, it hasn't. It is still the same. Oh, no, it has. Look at that. Stankov, they went on 294 before. I think they've gone up a little bit. They may have been, but look, anyway, 6 kilos. 6 kilos between 1st and 2nd.
I mean, it's still all to play for.
All of it to play for. All of it to play for indeed. Wow, what can I say? It's always a gripping event out here at the IBCC. Last year we had a race finish between 3 teams. This time we've got a race between 5 teams, 3 for the individual event and 3, or 2 should I say, for the big 5. We'll find out tomorrow morning, and we will of course bring you all of the news. So from me and Paul Booth here at Balaton, we're going to wish you farewell and see you soon.
IBCC is sponsored by Energofish.